Is anger really a pure emotion, or is it a presentation of other emotions that are more difficult to experience? I believe it's the latter. Hi, I'm Misty Smith. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I am here to help others find meaning, joy, and purpose in their lives. As a person-centered counselor, I believe in meeting people where they are and that we all have the capacity for self-healing. However, sometimes we need a little guidance and support to get to where we want to be. I don't believe that anger is a pure emotion. Rather, it is a presentation of underlying emotions that we don't want to experience. Anger is a powerful emotion and it is productive. It tends to push people away and sometimes makes us feel like we have control over the situation, when in fact, we don't. Anger can cause us to lose control. Anger may be masking other uncomfortable emotions, such as embarrassment, disappointment, anxiety, fear, feeling disrespected, disregarded, or hurt. The anger iceberg is a great illustration of how the surface emotion of anger is only the tip of what we are feeling. This comes from the Gottman Institute. As with an actual iceberg, what we see above the surface is only about 10 to 25% of the entire structure. That means that 75 to 90% is below the surface. Such is often the case with our emotions. So identifying the underlying emotions that are presenting as anger is truly important. How can we do this? I want you to think of a time when you felt anger recently. Think about what was going on in that moment. Now try to tap into what was underneath that surface emotion. Were you angry at yourself or at someone else? If you were angry at yourself, perhaps you were feeling embarrassed, frustrated, confused, or disappointed. Maybe an underlying insecurity was triggered, and that can be really difficult to experience. If that anger was directed towards someone else, maybe you were feeling disrespected, disregarded, dismissed, or annoyed. Perhaps the situation triggered a past experience where you felt similarly. I can tell you that many times when I experience anger, it comes from feeling disrespected, disregarded, or that feeling of not mattering. All of these are valid emotions, and naming them can help us to understand and communicate what we're feeling to others in a healthier way. When we acknowledge the emotions that are underneath that anger, we give ourselves validation for what we are feeling, and that's important. Additionally, I believe that naming the underlying emotions can relieve some of the discomfort that we experience and allow us to feel like we are in more control of our emotions, as well as how we respond to those. Finally, if we can understand the underlying emotion that is presenting as anger, it will be easier for us to identify what we need to feel safe in the moment. I'd like you to check out my video on how we can use self-talk to decrease anger, and that link will be available at the end of this post. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you found the Anger Iceberg helpful and are able to use this to name and understand your underlying emotions that are showing up as anger. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe to receive notifications of future videos from my channel. I look forward to sharing more tips with you soon.